Is the collector car market about to crash? Hi, it's David, and if you're looking for sports car reviews, how-tos, and ramblings while driving a Porsche, then subscribe now and ring that bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Monterey Car Week just happened. The yearly celebration of all things automotive is also a good indicator of the collector car market. There are tons and tons of auctions during Car Week. These auctions really are a great indicator of how the collector car market is going. And this year, the auctions were down 25% from the previous year. That equates to about $50 million less in sales. So there are three reasons why the collector car market may be slowing. Reason number one, the economy. The economy is not doing as good as it was doing. There are a lot of signs that it is slowing down, and as such, less people are buying extra things such as collector cars. The past few weeks have had some major drops in the Dow Jones. So as the stock market starts to come down a bit from its incredibly high points, a lot of people that would be buying collector cars are in the market. So if the markets aren't doing well stock-wise, a lot of times that means the car market's going to suffer as well. In fact, all markets will start suffering if this continues, because you're going to see the housing market start to drop. In general, this could lead to at least somewhat of a recession. Now, these are just early indicators, so it's possible that it could rebound and we could end up going back up. But there are indicators that, hey, we might be in for a bit of an economic downturn. Of course, you never know what's going to happen, and it could just not go down for a while. And here's reason number two, the cars for sale. You look at the headlining cars this year and just the cars in general, seem like a good field, but not an incredible field. There's a Mclaren F1 sold for over $20 million. She didn't have that like rare Ferrari that just going to really push sales. You didn't have the Porsche 917 that sold for $14 million. You didn't have one of those kind of cars other than that Mclaren F1. You had other potential cars, but they had issues selling. While less exclusive cars make up the bulk of sales, when you think about one of these blue chip collector cars like the McLaren F1 that sold, they're getting so many $1 million at auction. It really does jump the value that they're getting out of these auctions by quite a bit because of how much that one car can sell for. And that brings us to reason number three, the Porsche Type 64. So one of the big cars to go on auction, possibly the biggest car, was the Porsche Type 64. Now this car was auctioned by RM Sotheby's, and they had positioned it as a true Porsche. So that already got people saying, well, not really, including Porsche, both enthusiasts and people that work at Porsche. Because you see, this car was made about 10 years before Porsche existed as a company, before the first Porsche, which was mid-engine, by the way. This car was made by Ferdinand Porsche, but he made cars for all kinds of companies, including Daimler-Benz and Auto Union, which we now know as Audi. And this car has a bit of an interesting past. It was commissioned by the Nazis, and Ferdinand Porsche himself did put a Porsche badge on it 10 years later, but it still has some controversy over whether it is a true Porsche. So there had people hesitant over there, but people still thought probably get about $20 million for the car. That's what the estimated sale was for. And the reserve was very close to that. But the real thing that happened to it was RM Sotheby's decided to be funny. And you know what I realized from YouTube? If you're not funny, don't be funny, because people hate it. I'm not funny, might be funny looking. So what Sotheby's did was they decided to play a little joke. When the bidding started, they said, we're opening the bidding at $30 million. The auctioneer kept doing bids. It's at 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, all the way up to 70 million. People are standing up cheering because, wow, this thing's getting $70 million. And then the auctioneer said, I'm sorry, there is a mistake. The opening bid was $13 million, and we're now up to $17 million. Half the room laughed, and half the room got up and left after booing. Apparently the half that left actually had money. because the car wasn't able to sell. It didn't go anywhere, didn't get over 17 million, which didn't meet the reserve. So Sotheby's literally shot themselves in the foot because they decided to be funny. Now that car sold for the 20 million that it was expected to sell for. The weekend's auction still would have been down, but not by as much, because that would add another 20 million, so you'd only be down 30 million instead of about 50 million in sales. So yeah, it looks like the collector car market may be slowing, but these are just the initial signs. It still could end up coming back up, and maybe it was particular to Monterey this weekend that just the right people weren't in the right rooms, or auction houses were being dumb, as is the case with RM Sotheby's. However, I would keep an eye on how this continues to go. I've seen other classic cars on the used market that were getting a good chunk more money for even not great examples, and now those same cars aren't getting quite as much. They're still getting a good amount, but it is down. So if you're looking to buy that collector car, you want to get that Ferrari, that Porsche, that Lamborghini, or that classic Mustang or Camaro, Challenger, you might want to hold on and just wait and see what happens. If the market starts to go back up, yeah, you might want to jump in, but there's a good chance that if you wait, you can get that collector car for a good amount less than you otherwise would be paying for it. And isn't that what we all want? We want to pay less and then have the car shoot up in value so that we have a gold mine that we're driving around in. Only downside is if it gets worth enough, then people stop driving them, and that's really kind of a shame because these cars are made to be driven. So thanks for watching. So get down in the comments and let us know if you think the collector car market is slowing or if it's about to get back up and Monterey was just a fluke. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. For every 1,000 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway. We are just a little less than 200 subscribers away from 3,000 mark at the time of this recording. So if you share this video with your friends, if they like sports cars, and if you subscribe yourself, if you're not already subscribed, that'll get us closer, and then we'll be giving away some merchandise. All you have to do to enter is subscribe, and then we'll have a video on the next step that will have to happen. And also, with every subscription, a donation will be made in your name to the Buy a Middle-Aged Man a 9/11 Fund. His name's David. That car will be in my garage. Now already, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't even think about that thumbs down button. And thanks to all our subscribers and our regular viewers. You guys really do make this possible and fun. Otherwise, it's just me driving around in a Porsche, talking to myself, which is kind of what crazy people do. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.